welcome back to PlayStation Access. I'm Nathan, and right now I'm here with Matt, who's the narrative director on the Journey 2, which is coming to FIFA 18 this year. So I've got a few, I've already written some gameplay questions, man, so I'm going to throw them at you anyway, and then we're going to talk about the Journey. But so I've played a few hours of FIFA 18 so far, and I'm enjoying it a lot. And I must say, I thought last year's game was pretty breathless. Kind of end-to-end stuff. It feels more this year like there's a bit more kind of midfield play, a bit of tick-attack football going on.
Absolutely.
And that's kind of one of the core elements of this year's kind of game, right?
Absolutely. I mean, there's a lot of stuff that actually feeds into that.
Yeah.
Starting with real player motion technology, which is a new animation system for us that has amazing transitions and allows us to have a feel like we never had before. The players are more explosive on the ball, and they have better responsiveness. So that kind of foundation lays us with this opportunity to really personalize our players like never before. So you'll see players like Mr. Ronaldo. When he sprints, he has a very unique sprint, and that sprint is in the game.
Splay out,
Robin, you know, his arm movements that you see, everyone knows, you see that as well. Sterling has kind of that unique turn that he does. You'll see that as well. But that's based on these 6 archetypes. And those archetypes allow us the place to put that onto any player based on their attributes and what kind of player they are physically.
So previously it was much more that there was a single kind of animation style and players were scaled up and down.
Exactly,
on their
but
size.
now they're very personal. But so, speaking to what you were saying about kind of how the game feels and more and tick-attack and midfield play, that system also allows us better responsibility on dribbling. So when you get those players that have that high-level dribbling, they feel like they have that kind of, they can go any direction, they can turn on a dime.
One of the other points that which I saw at the presentation last week, which I saw, was a big emphasis on kind of dramatic moments again.
Absolutely.
So, and what I'm really interested in, because you can't simply allow people to score kind of wonder goals all the time, but you do want to get those moments into a game. So how is that kind of balancing and tuning process? What's it all about? Because is it just that the people are getting closer more, or what's the?
Well, no, it's actually pretty simple. We just kind of provided a new suite of animations and finishing animations that kind of support the wonder goal. And then we allow the existing gameplay to be itself and put the onus on the player to get themselves in that position. But now the players will just finish in that way that it will be spectacular, like, you know, reminiscent of, you know, I don't know why his name's leaving right now, but reminiscent of Zidane in the Champions League, that volley, top left of the box, unbelievable. And now we just give the player the power to kind of create those moments themselves. But it's not about really balancing; it's about making them able to do it.
So it's not that these goals, it's not that people are going to be scoring more often, but it might be that the goals that they are scoring are going to make you get out of your chair and run around the living room. Okay, cool. Okay. What else have I got down here? So let's move on to the Journey. So it's always hard. One of the things I noticed, I guess, in the kind of the not quite a narrative reset, but this is, when you look at it, it's an RPG game of sorts, and it's always difficult when you're coming back into the second one to say, okay, now we have to give you a reason to build yourself back up again. And I think you've probably achieved that with this, and you've done it in a really football way, right? So something happens to Hunter at the beginning of the Journey 2, and then he goes on effectively another journey. So do you want to kind of just talk to us about how you guys came up with that and what you were trying to achieve with the new setting?
Yeah, so in the Journey, Hunter Returns is basically, to your point, you always have to start the narrative off for a place where the user can grow, right?
Yeah, of course.
And along with Hunter, and so we had to find that device that got us there. But for us, which I think we've done well with, and I think people when they see it, they're going to be pretty excited with how that happens and what opportunities that presents in terms of where Hunter can go and what he can do. But responding to user feedback was a big thing for us from the 17. And one of the big things is people had a feeling that the choices they made in Alex's career didn't have the impact that they might have wanted. So we took that to heart and wanted to go in there and kind of create these moments where Alex, the user, and Alex have the opportunity to make really big choices that affect the characters around him, as well as him as a player and his trajectory. But kind of wanted to branch outside of that too and just offer the player more choice in the form of personalization. So now you can customize Alex, you give him shoes, pants, shirts, tattoos, haircuts.
I mean, you're running through all of my questions at once here, man. So, but just to draw down onto one of those things in particular, you talk about, and it is a big thing. There are, can you confirm you've got like branching storylines so that there are going to be certain points where decisions you make will really affect what's going on?
There are very big choices that have massive implications to Alex's inner circle and himself as well. Yeah.
Right, cool. And then talking about the customization, I mean, like I said, I saw a presentation on this, and it looks incredibly. I mean, one of the things, obviously, which is FIFA's long-standing strengths is the amount of official kind of licenses and gear that you've got in there. And once you then say you open up that kind of wardrobe to people, and you say go crazy with your Alexander, can you kind of tell us what kind of level? Yeah, I mean, we're talking about boots, hair, shirts, this kind of
tattoos.
Right. Okay.
Yeah.
And what kind of? I mean, how many different kind of combinations? What are we talking about? What's the variety like in there?
I couldn't actually give you a number on like how many potential combinations there are, but suffice to say, there's a lot. We made it as deep as we could, really, in terms of what you can do. But we also wanted to translate into gameplay as well. So you can actually choose Hunter's footedness now.
Okay.
So that's a little detail that people like to have, and basically your play style, where you like to be, maybe if you want to be on the wing or something. That's important, right? So allow the player to make that choice and kind of further solidify who their Alex is to them.
Yeah, awesome. Yeah, of course. And one of the other things which is being, I think, utilized, which is one of the main kind of updates from the kind of the core game, is that there's regionalization, there's kind of really specific kind of atmospheres, and the crowds look amazing this year.
Yeah.
And that must have been perfect for you guys. What an opportunity to then kind of run the Journey 2 through that kind of new area of the game.
Well, that speaks to one of our goals for the Journey Hunter Returns was to explore the global nature of football and take Hunter on a global journey. So regionalization is a big part of that, but we want to be able to satisfy those different feelings and vibes you get all over the planet, and how every different place has a different approach to the game. So like from a summer holiday in Brazil to like a preseason tour here in LA, to different places all across Europe, we wanted to kind of deliver that fantasy of like when you go somewhere else, football is the same in its fundamental, but the flavor is very different, and we wanted to satisfy that for the user.
That's awesome. And my last question, because I thought it's just a nice feature which I saw kind of listed, was that now, because FIFA is such a social game, you have people over to play FIFA, and obviously the Journey was a single-player experience, but now am I right in thinking that there's just the option to have a friend play along with you at the beginning of every game?
You are absolutely correct. You can have a friend on the couch play co-op with you as Hunter.
And how does that work? Is that, run us through. Is it like the beginning of every match, or how
where you'd expect to make that choice, and you can make it, and it's just there as an option. So it's just about we know that people play these experiences with friends, right? They enjoy that, and to give them the opportunity to hey man, jump in, and we can strike up together.
And then so is it that the second player would be locked to another member on the team, or
you can choose?
Sweet.
Yeah.
Oh, amazing. Awesome. Right. Well, that's all of my questions run through, man.
Cool.
So thanks very much for answering our questions today. Thank you guys for watching. We're going to have more on FIFA 18 coming up to release in September, because it's one of the games we really like on PlayStation Access. Comment below if there's anything else you want to know. Do like this video and stay tuned to Access. We've got loads more coming up from E3.